James Gunu. In the East region, Mrs. Rita Kosia J. Awate. In the Northeast region, Ibrahim Tia. In the Ashanti region is Dr. Frank Amakohinin. In the Upper East region is Akamugri Donatus Atanga. In the Afro region is Charity Gardiner. In Savannah region is Salisu B. Awuribe. And in Greater Accra region, Linda Oklu, who's also a member of parliament. The 6 outstanding regions are Bono East and Central region, Western region, Western North, and the Upper West region. We'll get into their profiles in a bit, but Castro Senyala is joining us from the Upper East region. Castro, thank you very much indeed for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
Akamugri Donatus Atanga, who is he?
Donatus usually would be referred to as the Dean of Secretaries. That is how he's known here. He's a very gentleman. I've worked with him so many times because he is the Upper East Regional Secretary of
Sunrise
the
on
National Democratic Congress. He's held this position for the past 24 years. He's been the party scribe at the regional level since 1998. And so he's a man who has a lot of experience as far as being in the political space is concerned. Now, talking about who he is, he's someone who knows how to get things done. This is a man who wants to invite the press to, let's say, an engagement or an activity of the National Democratic Congress, and he would call you and speak to you, not just like anybody, but he calls you and speaks to you like a father who wants you to come and do something for him. And so, since the list came out, they've been welcoming you. I mean, the people have been very happy. I've been engaging party folks who tell me that, look, this man has served the party for long, and so considering that he's someone who has been around for a very long time, people contesting, people would come from everywhere contesting, but eventually lose because people trust him. They are hopeful that he will bring that wealth of experience to bear and then help the region be able to move through its challenges, including the very pertinent.
You have just.
So that's the detail we have on Ali Akamugri Donatus Atanga, and he holds a Master in Human Rights and a Bachelor of Education degree in Social Studies and Mathematics from the University of Education in Winneba. He has previously served as coordinator of the National Food School Feeding Program and presiding member of the Bongo District Assembly as well. So there we have it there. But Christopher Marco is joining us on the other telephone line. Christopher, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Johnny.
Great. Where are you standing, in the Savannah region or in the Northern region?
Currently in the Northern region.
In the Northern region. So you can speak to us about Ali Adolf John, who has been nominated to represent the president and all of us in the Northern region. Tell us about him. What does he bring to the table?
Yes, so Johnny, I must say that Ali Adolf has been a grassroots person for the ruling NDC in the Northern region. He started off from the Sababa constituency, one-time party secretary, one-time district chief executive for the NDC. It was when John Dramani Mahama was president of the Republic. Then after that, he contested in the Northern region as a first vice chairman and won. When the then chairman, Mobila, passed on in 2022, he became the party's chairman and also was re-elected as party chairman again. So he knows party politics in the Northern region. And when it comes to his relationship with people, he does not really relate with party people. He's become a household name in the Northern region. And as he stands now, I have yet to hear from any quarters, whether MPP, NDC, or any other person in Tamale saying something bad about Ali Adolf. They say he's someone that is approachable, someone who has led the NDC as a regional chairman, and I believe that he will be able to bring his wealth of experience as a leader of a party to leading the entire region. And so he's someone that people trust that he'll be able to bring in some expertise, some issues of experience to dealing with the issues in Tamale, especially the issue that keeps popping up has to do with the fact that the Tamale Yendi water project is something that they want to see Ali Adolf and the president to deal with in the region. And so it's one of their foremost issues that they want him to deal with.
I know that Ali Adolf is an educational professional. He's been a tutor, security supervisor, and also worked at the Ghana Education Service as a desk officer. He has a B.Ed and a Master's in Technology degrees from the University of Education, Winneba. He will be the chairman of the NDC in the region. The question now is, he's going to wear two hats. How do people who are not MPP feel about this nomination, particularly because he's also regional chairman?
Johnny, like I told you, Ali Adolf has become a household name. He's someone that both political parties, whether MPP, NDC, see him as someone who is a peacemaker and someone who is open to everyone. Yesterday, for instance, the congratulatory messages that came in on various WhatsApp and other social media platforms must say are from the camp of the NPP. Majority are from the camp of the NPP. Some persons within the NPP fraternity are leading the congratulatory messages and also talking to him about the fact that even though they are opposition, but Tamale first, Northern Region first, and they are going to ensure that they give him all the necessary support that will enable him to be able to lead them in the region.
Now, I know that there's a lot of farming that happens in the North region. One district, one factory, one village, one dam was a big promise in the past. How is he hoping to scratch the farmers where they itch, particularly regards to irrigation and farming?
Yes, Johnny, since his nomination yesterday, his line has been busy because I know a lot of people will be talking to him. But prior to the December 7th election, he's combed the nooks and crannies of the region, and on various political platforms, his message has been that how to ensure that livelihoods of the people get better, talking about agriculture, talking about business. And when it comes to agriculture, you know that even this year, the dry spell that hits the northern part of the country, he's used as a campaign message for the NDC, even before the NDC was elected into power. And what he kept saying on these platforms has to do with the fact that the NPP had promised one village, one dam, which has not materialized because the people are not having the impact of the one village, one dam. Some don't even have, others that even got the opportunity of getting contracts awarded. The dams are not properly constructed. And so he feels that if farmers will have a benefit of what they are doing, then one, they have to plan and strategize. Government will have to also support. And this is where the mechanization that the president talked about prior to the election, he is saying that he will ensure that all the community districts will have some tractor services and inputs readily available so that they don't have to wait for a particular season to get to the middle before they begin to get some of these inputs to be able to go about their farming activities. For instance, this year, some people were waiting for tractor services that even delayed them. Probably they would have had an early harvest, but because they did not have tractor service, so it delayed. They have to rely on a second window. When I say second window, means that they have to do the late cropping, and that was when the dry spell also set in. So those who were able to do the early cropping, they were able to get some good yield and harvest. And so adults on platforms have been saying that the NDC, which of course is coming to be a regional minister within that party, he's saying that they are going to ensure that they get mechanization centers to give farmers the necessary tractor services so that they will be able to strategize and farm for them to be able to feed themselves and the nation. So prior to his nomination, he's been talking good about the agriculture
I hear you.
and how the NDC can help in that regard.
Thank you very much, Christopher Mwako in the Northern Region. He's joined us here with some update on the nominees. Quickly, we had earlier been to the Upper East Region where Castro Sanyala gave us an update on the regional minister nominee Akamugri Donatus Atanga, and now we've heard from Castro regarding Ali Adolf John, who tells me he's been a household name. We'll go to the Ashanti region where we understand a young medical professional who's also the regional secretary of the NDC has been made the nominee for the region to take over from Simon Osei-Mensah, much more aged than him. We'll get to know him and find out what he brings to the table. 30 minutes after 9, 3FM.
The media, people who have known him over the period. And so his name appearing yesterday as the very person designate for the Volta region comes as no surprise to any of us at all. Since last night till this morning, the commentaries across social media and across the region has pointed to only one direction, that he is a man deserving of the portfolio that has been nominated for.
Now, what does he bring to the table beyond his academic credentials? We know that he has also had the opportunity to become MCE for Akachi. But what else is he bringing to the table that you know?
James Gunu politically started as a communication officer at one point at the branch level. And then when he became known, it was at the time that he was appointed as the district chief executive, not the MCE actually, for the Akachi North district. So there is the Akachi North district, there is the Akachi South municipality, but he served as the DCE for the Akachi North district between 2013 to 2017 until the NDC lost that election in 2016. Right after that, he rose to become the regional secretary for the NDC. Between that period till now, he has been serving as the party's regional secretary. James Gunu is a politician known to be well connected to the grassroots, connected to his constituency and branch. Between the last election in 2020 and the recent one in 2024, he was almost the face of the campaign in the region as far as regional executives are concerned. You find Gunu every corner of the region. You find Gunu at every party activity. You find Gunu mobilizing the base. You find Gunu as a communicator, given his background as a journalist and trained communicator from the prestigious University of Media, Arts and Communication. And so this is a man who comes in as the very person who cuts across every structure of the party, from the top hierarchy to the very least person in the party. They tell you that you call James Gunu in the morning, he picks up his call. You call James Gunu in the afternoon, in the evening, any time of the day you call James Gunu, he is the very person who would return your call even if he misses your call. Among practitioners, because he is part of the GJ here in the region, the commentaries are commendable, the commentaries are positive. People are looking forward to a man who would gather all his potential in terms of the capabilities of relating to anybody at all to drive the development of the region. So James Gunu comes across as somebody who is the man of the people.
Now, this is the stronghold of the NDC. So you don't want a person who is not touching base with the grassroots and also trying to build bridges and connect with the other side who may not be members of the NDC. Does he have the capacity to be able to bring people to the center to achieve the kind of development that the Volta region is looking for? Because over the few weeks that have gone by, people have said that, look, the Volta region has been loyal to the NDC, but there's really nothing to show for it. And they have not been loyal to the MPP. And then there's also nothing to show for it because the MPP thinks that, well, they will not be voting for them anyway. How does he bring the people to the center? Or does he have the capacity to bring the people to the center to be able to bring the development that people are seeking and yearning for?
Judging from his tenure as a DC in Akachi North District. I come from Akachi North District. James Gunu still has a name in that district. There is nobody in Akachi North who didn't like James Gunu as a DCE because of the way he touches base with people, regardless of their political affiliations. Even people in the MPP at the time will tell you that James Gunu was the man in charge. In terms of development, James, we all know, is well connected within the party and has the capacity to influence decisions. Even at the regional level, he was seen as the person who was driving the party. That's not taking away the contribution of others, particularly the regional chairman who is actually in charge. But James Gunu is seen as a man who actually drives things, as the type that is radical in his approach to issues of development. We are going to see somebody who is succeeding Dr. Archibald Yao-Lecha, who is a top businessman, having served in the MPP government.
Right.
What was lacking was the issue of his connection with party members, his connection with other people, particularly people who thought that Dr. Lecha could have done much more in terms of keeping relationships. But Gunu comes in as somebody who is distinct, somebody who is quite different. I don't see why James Gunu should fail as a person. I've worked with him as a media person. I've worked with Gunu as a practitioner. And so we are hoping that he comes in to drive the development of the region, particularly a region, like you rightly mentioned, that now sees itself as having been starved despite their continuous loyalty to the NDC. If anybody at all should change that narrative, then Gunu should be the one leading that charge. And I am hoping that he doesn't come to disappoint.
Thank you, Faisal Abdul Idrisu, a man in the Volta region, sharing some nuggets with us here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. It's 40 minutes after 9. You want to stay with us because we're going to the Ashanti region next, and we will get to understand why a young doctor was picked in the Ashanti region to represent the entire region to take over from Mr. Simon Osei-Mensah. But again, in the Eastern region, there is a distinguished leader with a wealth of experience in governance, education, and community development. She's an MPhil holder and leadership from the University of Professional Studies in Accra, and she has an impressive track record as a local governance practitioner, having served as presiding member of the Yilo Krobo Municipal Assembly and Deputy Eastern Regional Women Organizer of the NDC. And she comes to the table as a seasoned educator and advocate for women's empowerment with a commitment to advancing local development and inclusive government. She is currently pursuing a PhD in migration at the University of Ghana. I'll tell you about Mrs. Rita Akosua Awate very shortly as she takes over the Eastern region, God willing, having skills through the vetting in Parliament. But William Evans Inkum, a Northern Bureau Chief, is joining us on the phone line. We're going to talk about Dr. Frank Amwako, the young doctor, a youth leader with expertise in healthcare, governance, and public service. And he's currently the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NDC and nominated to be the regional minister for the Ashanti region. Bill, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Great. Now, this Dr. Frank Amwako, is he that popular in the region? Is he well known?
Well, so he's well known among the rank and file of the party. 2020 contested as the parliamentary candidate, of course, on the ticket of the NDC, garnering some excess of 14,000 in nominal figures, percentage-wise tracking about 27%. And that was the first time a candidate on a ticket of the NDC is garnering such, votes for the party as far as Mampong constituency is concerned. Yes, of course, 2024, Yakubu did well. Also increasing from 14,000 to 15,000. But before 2024, Dr. Amwako held that record to have, garnered such vote for the ruling National Democratic Congress. Of course, in 2022, he contested as the regional secretary. Of course, he won, and he's been holding on to that particular position till now. In fact, he's somebody that if you engage the NDC, they tell you that he's brought some level of harmony as far as the party is concerned. Very, very, workaholic,
at the branch level. In the case of the NDC, you talk about the branch level, or if you like, the grassroots level, and also bringing everybody on board. And you see, Johnny, don't forget that beyond that, one major achievement that he's been able to chalk as far as his tenure is concerned is the fact that he's been able to help the party win or secure more seats in the Ashanti region. Never in the history of the NDC in the Ashanti region have they been able to go beyond, a 4 seat. Now they are talking about 7 seats, and not just mere seats, but in hard to grab, areas. For instance, you're talking about Adanse Asokwa constituency, one constituency created in 2004, thereabout, have been a safe haven, a political safe haven for the opposition New Patriotic Party. But today, what are we seeing? The narrative is different. In the camp of the NDC, Akropong constituency, in the camp of the NDC, of course, I have Arno Southwest constituency. In the camp of the NDC, increasing their seats in the Ashanti region from 4 to 7. And it tells you it was not just, something that they took on a silver platter, a dint of hard work. And if you are talking about that, then certainly you cannot write off the name of Dr. Amwakohene. And of course, you also be enjoying support from the party chairman. The rapport between the two gentlemen is something just great. We're not seeing that for a while. And that kind of telepathy or chemistry did a trick. So for many in the NDC, they believe that it was a right choice.
And speaking of right choice, you know that the Ashanti region came out in their numbers to do the NDC the honors in the just ended elections. For the first time in our country's history, we saw the Ashanti region being painted green. Is he poised to give back the love that the NDC enjoyed in the Ashanti region, courtesy the regional executive, and if you like, by extension, the national executive?
So let me answer your question this way. So His Excellency the President has honored the youth and has recognized the efforts. Ashanti region came in droves or came out in numbers to vote for the NDC. And that particular move, you will say, was engineered by the youth. Dr. Makwene is the youth, so that answers, or satisfy, that particular move, that indeed the President has listened to them.
Right.
If you want to talk about tribe, then as an out-and-out Ashanti man from Mampo, then you also say that Menchia has also been satisfied as far as this particular development is concerned.
Right.
Whether Dr. Amwakwene, as he is affectionately called, Dr. Amwakwene, will be able to at least leverage on what the President has done and also, satisfy the demands of the people in the Ashanti region, even consolidate the gains of the NPP in the Ashanti region, because now it's going to head the Regional Security Council and also going to be the driving force as far as the fortunes of the NDC in subsequent elections are concerned. I think that one will be determined by how far you'll be able to meet the demands of the
Bill, let me ask you a final question. I need a 30 seconds answer from you. In terms of the Ashanti region, we know that Nana Nom have a grasp of the region. His Royal Majesty Otumfuo II himself is seen as a tower in the region. What is the relationship that this Dr. Amwakohene must maintain with Nana Nom if he wants to have a thoroughfare throughout the 4 years?
Well, it's somebody who has been frequenting the Menchia Palace, the seat of the Santanhene. I want to believe that he really knows or well versed with the traditional dynamics. Mixing tradition and politics is something that I want to believe that he's well versed on that, because he has contested as a parliamentary candidate before. Coming from Mampo is also the silver stool as far as the Ashanti traditional system or hierarchy is concerned. So he's also well versed as far as that particular enclave is concerned. So I know that he's going to enjoy some level of support, but he should be able to blend the traditional and that of its politics very well to be able to succeed.
I thank you very much. Bill is the Ashanti regional correspondent, is also the Northern Bureau chief joining us here. Straight from there, we'll move to the Eastern region where Mrs. Rita Akosua-Adjei has been nominated to represent the president and all of us in the Eastern region. Yvonne Nikwe is our eyes and ears on the ground. Yvonne, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Johnny, and thank you for having me as well.
I know that the nominee has very brilliant academic credentials. She's presently pursuing a PhD at the University of Ghana. But what more don't we know about her that you know that you want to share?
Well, beyond what you have mentioned is her several advocacy roles, especially in the Kobo Enclave where she resides. And so we'll see her do a lot of advocacy and development on the part of the youth agenda. Reason why, of course, like we do know already, she's the deputy regional women organizer. And so those are the things people know her for. And I'm hoping that beyond those qualities, she may possibly improve on the development of the youth and the region. Of course, it is not the first time a woman is being chosen to represent the Eastern region, but more is expected from her, especially from where she's coming from.
Now, the Eastern region, I look at it in terms of blocks. There is the Krobos, there is the Equiapums, then there is the Achims and other blocks. So if you like, 5 different blocks within the region.
And the Kwewus.
And the Kwewus. Is this nominee, Mrs. Awate, able to weave her way through all these 5, per what you know of her and her activities in the region?
Well, she comes with a very calm and cool personality. And so if she's able to leverage on that, that should be able to help her be able to combine all of this focuses that were mentioned. That should be it for her. If that is not done, then probably she might not be able to succeed or supervise her DCs or MDCs to work well. Mind you, in as much as the NDC made some inroads in the Eastern region, then people still do have some leverage when it comes to the voting margins. And so we're hoping that her own qualities would pave way for her to be able to manage the region when she's given the nod.
Now, the Eastern region also has resources. I mean, plagued with galamsey, for example. One would expect that as soon as you become regional security boss, you would look at the issues of galamsey, which has, worried and disturbed the Eastern region in terms of water supply, etc. Do you get a sense, again, that she has the strength and tenacity to be able to scale through? What have you heard on the ground?
Well, that is one thing a lot more people have been looking out for from the very decisions she may make if she's given the nod. Critically, and as much as the Eastern region is blessed as an agricultural area, we still have the challenge of illegal mining operations that have destroyed farms, arable lands, cause issues to water sources, and so the Ghana Water is struggling to get lots of intake for its farms to give people water. People are still struggling with a bit of water in their homes, and so this particular issue is on the hearts of people. They're hoping that, well, the vetting process will come in. We want to hear what she has in store for people in this region to ensure that she's able to help His Excellency John Mahama tackle this particular issue of illegal mining in the region.
Yvonne Nikwe, I thank you very much for your time. Yvonne Nikwe is a woman in the Eastern region. She joined us here with some updates on the nominee for the region, Mrs. Awate. And we've been crisscrossing the country. We've been to the Northern region, been to the Savannah region, also to the Volta region, Ashanti region, and now Eastern region. I'm sure we can pack it here and then continue tomorrow, because look at the profiles of the individuals who have been nominated. For example, the gentleman who's been nominated for the Northeast region is a public health, finance, and local government professional with expertise in systems management, public relations, and health financing. He has extensive experience, including his work with the National Health Insurance Scheme, where he rose from the position of district manager to deputy regional manager for the Northern Regional Office of the NHIA. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Information and Communication Technology, a postgraduate degree, diploma in Management Studies, and a mini MBA in project management. Mr. Ibrahim Tia is also the regional secretary of the NDC in the Northeast region. In fact, he served since 2019 and he's been there holding that fort for them. We'll get into some more detail tomorrow if you join us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.